Hello and welcome to the virtual field trip for Battleship NC. The battleship is located downtown Wilmington at 1 Battleship Road, Northeast, Wilmington, North Carolina, 28401. We've got our wristbands, let's go explore. This bell, displayed proudly on the ship's deck, began ringing in 1908 when the ship was originally commissioned. The ship was designed as an armored cruiser meant to operate as a warship that we used in the U.S. The ship was the first of 10 battleships the American fleet used in World War II. The battleship was equipped with 9 16-inch 40-caliber guns in 3 turrets, 20 5-inch 38-caliber guns held in 2 twin mounts, 60 44mm 56 caliber guns, and 48 20mm 70 caliber guns. This 20mm gun is used to defend against close-range attacks. The big guns were the ship's largest line of defense. The big guns are made up of 3 turrets that each hold 3 of the 16-inch guns. 1 turret is located in the rear of the ship, and 2 are on the front of the ship. Now we're going to take a look at how the gun turrets were loaded. First, the projectiles were loaded up from the decks below by an elevator-type mechanism. Then they were lowered into the gun barrel. Next, the crew inserted 6 powder bags behind the projectile. After the bags are all loaded, the rammer man rammed the bags into the gun. Then, primer was applied to the last bag. This primer provided the necessary spark to ignite the bags and push the projectile out of the gun barrel. This process took a crew about 30 seconds, but more experienced crews were able to do it faster. The 44mm quadruple mount guns required a crew of 15 to 20 men to help mount, load, aim, and fire the guns, which were used for attacks up to 4,000 yards. Crew members recount memories of there being issues with moisture getting into the hydraulic unit, which would make the gun almost inoperable. Crew members would have to manually move the unit, which took too much time to use to take down an attacking aircraft. This plane, named Kingfisher, is a plane that sits on the deck of the battleship. The aircraft was used for spotting gunfire, patrolling for enemy submarines, rescuing airmen, towing target, dropping messages to ships at sea, flying mail runs to ports, and making flights for radar calibration. This boat is one of many boats aboard this ship that were equipped to be used as a utility boat for transferring people, supplies, and mail. This open-style boat was used for daily duties as well as lifeboats for emergencies. The ship was originally equipped with a total of 15 boats used for various reasons. Some of those reasons were used for heavy-duty work such as transports, light-duty work, and cleaning of the battleship, and as lifeboats for rescues. This is the captain's sea cabin. The captain of the ship played a large role in the operations of the ship. In his sea cabin, he was able to be close to the bridge where he could easily see ships surrounding and command movements and actions of the ship. The captain's cabin is located 3 decks down, where he resided officially. The chart house is the area of the ship where the navigators did most of their work. The chart table is where they plotted ship's positions and drew out the future tracks. When we take a trip down to the lower deck of the ship, we are able to see the daily life activities of crew members and learn about their living situations. Here we see the Master-at-Arms quarters. This group served as the ship's police force. The duties of the police force included making sure there were no gambling, fighting, profanity, littering, or making, selling, possessing, or drinking alcohol. They enforced safety rules and uniform regulations, made sure smoking times and places were obeyed, as well as controlling the mess decks during mealtimes. They also cleaned up items left behind to be brought to the lost and found, and looked over the ship's brig. The ship contained a number of shops for crew's convenience and needed services. The tail shop was available at free service. Crew members were able to get uniforms altered, repaired, cleaned, and pressed. Many crew members actually opted to get the services done at civilian shops, where they were able to get more comfortable fitting uniforms and nicer material. The print shop is where all of the ship's printing needs were satisfied. In the ship's newspaper, the Tar Heel was created. Menus, letterheads, liberty cards, schedules, plan of attacks, and maps were also printed here. There were 2 stores located on the ship where crew members were able to purchase general items such as lighters, pens, razors, etc. The laundry room is where crew members are able to get uniforms and bed sheets washed. The post office is a very popular place aboard the ship, as it is the only way for crew members to communicate with their loved ones. Mail was picked up and delivered to the ship when they were refueling. After mail was made onto the ship, it was sorted for distribution and given to the division leaders, who then delivered individual mail to crew members. Mail was censored so that no important information might be intercepted by enemies. Crew members were not able to disclose the location or plans of the ship, but some had created code with their loved ones. Sleeping conditions aboard the ship were not any luxury. The beds for crew members would fold down with a metal frame and a mattress cover, and a fireproof cover. The Navy gave each crew member 2 blankets, but they had to purchase a pillow, so many used 1 blanket balled up for their heads. Each member also got a small aluminum locker for their belongings. Lockers were only allowed to contain uniforms, sheets, underwear, toiletries, shoes, and some personal items such as books and stationery. They were not allowed to store civilian clothes, cameras, or diaries. Diaries were actually forbidden on the ship to keep information secure, but crew members found ways to keep them and hide them. Privacy was very hard to find on the ship. Showers as well as toilets were very open in a public event. On board the ship, the medical center is well equipped with prescriptions for crew members, as well as other medications, as well as a room that allows for basic surgeries and procedures on the ship to fix injuries. This ship also commemorates those lost in the war. This roll of honor shows all the members of the U.S. military that were lost in World War II, totaling more than 10,000. Now that we've seen the important parts of this battleship, it's time to head back to the deck to finish off our trip. Thanks for joining.